Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Ben Lyons is here again. Ben was out at the Sundance Film Festival. So how many years have you gone to that now?
This has been my 9th year in a row now.
Fun, huh? It's a fun time.
It's really fun standing on the street with you doing an interview at 10 degrees for half an hour. That was a great time. Yeah. No, it was good. Yeah, I saw some good stuff. I saw about 13 or 14 movies this year.
I want to get into the legit movies, but Sandusky has a documentary out.
Happy Valley.
But he doesn't, but someone has a...
It didn't really add much because I
Jerry
feel like
Sandusky, of course, the Penn State guy.
We've seen so much stuff on SportsCenter and ESPN for you know.
So you saw it all.
We kind of saw it all.
You learned nothing new.
A little
from
bit
it.
about early Sandusky years. I don't know if that's important to anybody on the panel here tonight.
What did they talk about? Did they talk about it?
Kind of his
where he was
upbringing,
raised?
yeah, how his love of football and how he got started, and then maybe where things obviously
He was
started
raised
to
in a
turn.
rec center.
He recruited John.
Really?
Yeah.
Sat in your living room?
Well, every joke you could think of. John said he was never inappropriate.
I was one of those kids who would go swimming and roughhouse with them in the pool. I was a kid that
roughhouse
believed that
Did he like Zerbert your
that
belly?
he was way no, never anything.
John, I'm noticing some cartilage.
I'm pretty sure it was nothing inappropriate.
John, you're among friends,
If it
buddy.
was, I blocked
Well,
it.
roughhousing is it?
Yeah.
Mike, are you okay over there?
Look
yeah.
at you.
Yeah.
You
Mike
got a Subway
got a kick out of
sandwich? How
that.
you doing?
I was getting a kick out of this. I'm like, John, you're
Well,
among
I
friends,
thought
buddy.
you were too frostbite to talk over there.
No, I was just paying attention to you guys.
He only perks up at the Sandusky jokes.
Standing on the street for a girl, and then I come in studio and he comes up here. So what does that say about Mike? All right.
Did you talk to the front desk and ask them to call her?
No,
And
I don't want to be too much of a stalker or pervert. No.
Too much of one?
You're a gentleman.
Dude, you were trying to
Too much of one.
accost
I don't want to
her.
be too much of a stalker. I don't want to be too much of a stalker.
I don't want to rule.
You know she's only in town for 3 more days.
Well, I'll make maybe it'll be longer. You never know.
What does that
Well,
mean?
it's not going to be if you don't go to
Yeah.
the front
Well,
desk
if
and
you
call
get good
them.
quality
If you get back out on the street,
Tell
maybe.
them that she said you were to go to her room. You need her room number.
If you get good quality duct tape, it's longer than 2
No,
days.
I'm not having a SWAT team wait for me outside the room.
If you get strong rope, Look at all these references. Something had to happen in your past. SWAT teams.
No, it's just I thought it sounded like it would fit in.
Whatever.
Okay.
To a date with you. So give us some of the movies you saw that were impressive.
I saw a movie called The Battered Bastards of Baseball. It's a documentary by
Sounds hilarious.
about Kurt Russell's father, Bing Russell, who was an actor on Bonanza and Maverick and all those shows.
And Kurt Russell was a great player.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
And Kurt's dad, Bing, was this big personality, and he bought a minor league team in Portland, Oregon. And from 1973 to 77, they became the thing to do in Portland.
Wow.
And Kurt was a DH on the team, and these guys were drinking beer in the clubhouse and were hitting on girls in the stands, and it was a really cool time in minor league baseball. And then I guess Kurt's nephews directed the film, so that was cool.
Oh, cool.
I saw a documentary about Doc Ellis, who threw a no-hitter on acid.
Wow, yeah.
That
You've
was
heard that
insane.
internet thing where he describes it, the audio.
Yeah,
Have
with
you
the
heard that?
cartoon or whatever. You seen that? Yeah. So
It's hilarious.
And the movie's an hour and 45 minutes, which is a lot of Doc Ellis. But
What's it about? Just that game?
No,
or just
it's
his
not
life?
just about the game. His life, and he did things like he'd come out and he would wear hair curlers and crazy things, and he would call out Reggie Jackson and then strike him out. And
Yeah,
things
he was
like
one of
that.
those true 1970s nuts. Like real entertaining 1970s crazy, which is my favorite kind of crazy.
And I didn't know too much about that team in Pittsburgh with Clemente and a lot of those great players. So it was kind of a cool time.
They were
there.
a great team.
Yeah.
They were a great team.
And I saw, what else was out there? There was a movie called Land Ho that I really enjoyed. A guy from New Orleans, a guy from Australia in their 70s. They just decided to go on a buddy road trip to Iceland and go and get it in and smoking weed and hanging out and meeting girls and a little late, third act of your life, having an adventure. And I think that sold to Sony Classics. I saw a movie called Whiplash I really enjoy with Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons.
What's that about?
Miles is a drumming prodigy at a Juilliard kind of school of music, and J.K. Simmons is his drumming instructor and is kind of like a Bobby Knight light.
J.K. Simmons, the older character actor.
Yeah, he's been
the guy from Juno.
Things. He's been in Juno, and he's the editor-in-chief in Spider-Man, and
really good.
I like a lot of
State Farm.
State Farm commercial.
State Farm guy,
a ton of stuff. Really good movie. That was opening night. That sold as well to Sony. I saw a really bad hipster Lena Dunham movie.
She wrote and directed a film?
No. She's a bit part in this Anna Kendrick hit movie that was 75 minutes and felt endless.
That sounds like real self-indulgent.
A documentary
crap.
about EDC, which is the Electric, Daisy Carnival out in Vegas. So all these kids from around the world going to EDC for the best weekend of their
DJ
lives.
Tiesto.
Tiesto meets Avicii and all that stuff. So I saw that. I saw a really good documentary about the last days of Vietnam, about the last 5,000 Americans
I
who
heard
were
about this,
taken
yeah.
out of Vietnam, which was crazy. Helicopters getting pushed off of aircraft carriers and crazy. Saw a documentary about Cesar Chavez, who I didn't know much about going into it, which was hilarious. No, what else? What else?
He is funny.
We see out there. Yeah, it's Sundance. It's good stuff.
How many movies you see?
It's about 13.
Okay, is that average?
Yeah, and me, I like to have a good time out there as well. So
How long you there
I was
for?
there about a week.
Okay.
Got on the mountain a little bit.
You ski well?
A little snow. I snowboarded. I am not a snowboarder.
Okay.
How do you do on a snowboard, Artie?
I've never been on.
Never done it?
I've seen people do it. I've gone on a couple of ski trips because I was doing stand-up. People ski, and I ski. I did the Aspen Comedy Festival, and I went up to the mountain with my manager, and I got up there, and I tried to get down. It took me like 4 hours.
Yeah.
I kept falling on purpose because I was scared to death.
I don't
What am I doing? I'm in like a black diamond or something.
At a moment, it was like,
In Aspen.
I'm a kid from New York on a mountain on a piece of plastic I rented. Let's go to the bar. I'm
It's
done.
Scary.
Yeah, I'm done.
That is not. And you get these guys skiing right by you, like laughing at you in some sort of French accent. You want to strangle them. But
yeah, some good stuff out there, and you look at this time, Oscar season and awards season, you think back, okay, what were the movies that came out of Sundance? And Julie Delpy is nominated for original screenplay for Before Midnight, which is a continuation of her Ethan Hawke
Slamdance?
movies. That was at Sundance,
Sundance,
and Fruitvale Station fell short, but it was, a Sundance movie.
by the way, I watched that on your recommendation.
you like it?
Awesome.
So good.
Yeah, it was really great.
The director, Ryan Coogler.
It's on demand right now.
First-time
Yeah.
writer, director. Big deal in Oakland high school football scene. And I like to ask people, like, when did you realize that your professional aspirations of playing in the NFL were over? And he said he played high school football against Marshawn Lynch, and he was a free safety, and Marshawn cut back on him, and he goes, all right, I'm going to go make movies.
Yeah,
Do something else with that.
there's aha moments. I remember I was, an above-average baseball player and delusional in high school. And in American Legion, right after my senior year, I saw my first slider. And not that I ever would have anyway, but in my head for a brief moment, I said, maybe I get drafted single A, blah, blah, blah. I just live the life of a single A ball player for a year. That's all. Then I saw a slider. And it's like, okay, bye.
Well, now you do live the life of a single A player.
Kind of. I mean,
I comedian.
I
on
lucked
the
out
road and the
becoming
bus
a
and the
kid.
thing.
But I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
I got to be a comedian to get this. When I see this. When you see, John, listen, you played in the NFL 7 years, and he's talking about a guy who's NFL type great. Like, when did you know? Like, was ever somebody who was so good to where you said, I'm not on that level, like all pro or something like that? Like, where you hit a wall talent wise? No, right?
No, I don't
Because you
think
got to the NFL.
But there's a point when you're
I mean,
seventh season, you say, all right, I don't need to do this for an eighth
and that's
season.
hard to do.
Wow.
And that's
I
hard to
didn't
say.
retire because I wanted to. I retired because wheels started falling off.
Right, you were injured.
Right.
Yeah. But the Sundance thing, a lot of people were making something of the fact that it's the first one without Roger Ebert. Was there any?
He had a documentary about his life there called
Oh,
Life
really?
Itself,
Did you
which
see
I
it?
did not see.
I gotta tell you, man. I like to be open minded. The pictures of him the last year are very disturbing, man.
yeah.
I mean, it's disturbing to look. I mean, they took his whole
Yeah.
Looks like they took an ice cream scoop.
his lower face is gone. You know,
Yeah.
it's like really. So
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
they had the
is that why you didn't see
fake
it?
face.
No, I mean, I just, the schedule out there is such is that whatever's playing when you can see it, you go in. And I love the experience at Sundance where, unlike when we go to the movies throughout the year, when you see the billboards and the trailers and the
Right.
marketing, you hear about, you go in, you say, 3 o'clock on a Tuesday, I got this movie called Land Ho. I don't know what it's about.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go see it. And you're surprised and you see stuff that
You know where
really,
you do a public service though is like I had time to kill. I couldn't sleep, and I'm going through on demand, and I saw Fruitvale Station. And, I remember you had said it was good. I said, it's worth it. I'll check out so I know I'm not going to waste a couple. And it was great. It was fun.
Look at that.
Got to,
it was fun.
yeah. Well, I mean, it was fun to be
fun.
entertained.
kid
Yeah, what's
murdered
the
by-
gist of it?
It's
It got a murder
it's a
on
kid,
And it
Bart.
a
starts-
22-year-old named Oscar Grant murdered by BART police in Oakland.
You know what I mean? It was entertaining.
it's a lot of fun.
And it starts out with the actual cell phone.
That's the
footage
genius of
it.
that movie. Is
yeah.
they give away the movie, and there's this sense of hope throughout the film. Like, oh, okay, this kid's gonna be fine.
Well, here's the thing. It's such an interesting subject. You're riveted. When I say fun, I say it was good to see a good movie. It's like not to see like whatever.
There's that scene in the grocery store where, in the matter of 5 minutes, you see him be sweet, you see him be charming, you see him be scary,
Yeah.
you see him be, confused and sad, and he just goes through every human emotion in that 5 minutes.
You realize that particular scene makes you realize. I think that a lot of young people are like that, are capable of that now, and or maybe all the time, but it really was like
that
whoa.
kid's a hell of an actor, Michael B. Jordan. He
Yeah.
was robbed at the Oscars, I thought.
You think
the
he
Oscars
should have got in
the
on it,
Oscars
yeah.
are on back order, man. It's obviously there's all the campaigning and there's all the posturing for attention and all that.
Jonah
stuff.
Hill seems like a good guy, but do you think it's sort of overrated? His work, Moneyball.
A little bit. I mean, throughout that film in Wall Street, they keep saying, his family. You never see him once with his wife. You never see him once with his family.
Yeah,
he doesn't
yeah.
seem like a real person. He kind of plays the whole movie on one note.
Right.
And then
Which is what Moneyball is, too, I think. I mean, when you think Joe
and
Pesci...
Moneyball, he doesn't play a real person in Moneyball. He plays a collection of several people.
He kind of got like the whole JFK thing with Oliver Stone, a made-up sort of character.
Yeah, it's like, we took a little bit from this guy, a little bit of that guy, and put it into one character.
I mean, I like him a lot. I think he's a likable actor, but
I like when
best
comedians
supporting
play
actor,
serious,
it's
man.
like,
I like, even in American Hustle, which some people don't enjoy, like the fact that Louis C.K. is in that film the way
but
he
you
is.
know,
I thought was really
people
cool.
don't realize about Louis. Louis is that show Louis. If you watch it, Louis is a good actor. I mean, he's known as a stand-up, but he's a really good actor.
I really like that show he had on HBO. That was a short-lived
Yeah,
show.
I mean,
that was kind of Emma
unfortunately-
Stone's first big deal. She played his daughter. And,
Right.
and
Right.
I really liked him on that.
Lucky Louis. That was Lucky
Louis, yeah. So you're
anyway.
up to speed. You see everything. I mean, you're like one of the bigger cinephiles I know from people I go on these kind of shows.
I love
see
movies.
your stuff. Yeah.
I love movies. All right, we're gonna take another break. Back after this with Ben Lyons. Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. What about the Super Bowl? Any thoughts on that?
I want to bet with my heart. I want Peyton to go out on top, but everybody I talk to who knows anything about football says this Seattle defense is for real.
I like the Broncos. John, you seem to like Seattle too.
Wow.
Like I said, anybody who knows anything about football
No,
knows
he
Seattle.
likes Seattle.
I do
You're
like
right.
Se-
And
listen,
you're right. If I was still gambling, man, I'd add to my losses, my career losses, which are substantial.
I'm saying the closer we get to this game and we find out the weather's going to start up being 40 degrees.
It's gonna be fine.
Not windy. That helps the Broncos. I've been just thinking about the notion that if Peyton, what makes this Seattle defense so great is they're so fast. They swarm to the ball. They just they're more explosive than anyone else out there. On the second level, on the third level, on the first level, for that matter.
But also, they're
What
part of it that doesn't
happens-
play these silly zone schemes and this
No, they
disguising
do.
of blitz.
I
But they
mean,
just say, "Yo, we got 11 guys.
It's
You
simple.
got 11 guys.
It's
let's
simple.
line
Try
up
to
and
beat
let's go
us.
play football."
Yeah, like try to
They
beat
don't
us.
disguise things. But what happens when Peyton decides that he likes the personnel that they have on the field and won't let them sub for 14 plays? What happens if he goes hurry up so quickly they can't get guys off the field? That takes them out of their comfort zone, obviously. You can't be that fast for 14 plays on the second level and on the third level, playing man. And I think that could be an equalizer in this game. And what Trevor said was a great point. If they get up, if the Broncos get up by 2 scores, you are completely throwing the Seattle
done, yeah.
offensive plan out of whack.
Then you're done.
They cannot, unless, again, Percy Harvin comes up with a big play or two.
Andre the Giant, what do you think?
I think Peyton's going to hang 44 up on the board,
You do?
and little Russell Wilson will not be able to counteract that.
Well, this is a great
I mean,
point.
argue with
French
that.
Alps never sounded so good.
No, it's true.
This is a great point.
Argue that point, pal.
No, good point.
Jacques,
Listen, the
Jacques.
contrast between Peyton Manning, this is his 3rd time in the Super Bowl, to
Football.
I
is
hope that got you laid
big.
once over the years.
Oh,
I
it
really
did.
do. That's
Last
amazing.
night. Last night.
Actually, I hope it doesn't, because whoever's falling for that.
I was talking.
so good.
I was talking to a guy today
How about you
who
and I?
played in the Super Bowl
Let's get it done.
with
John's trying to make a point on you.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Football is big.
When Ben Roethlisberger was in his second year,
Yeah.
just like Russell Wilson is.
Did he win a Super Bowl that year? He did.
He did.
Right.
But he said Ben Roethlisberger should have lost him that game. He was a deer in the headlights. It is the only game that I've ever felt nervous before. You're a second-year quarterback. You got this offense on your shoulders. I don't care how mature you are,
Big
Russell
Ben was
Wilson.
in the bathroom stall and had someone on his shoulders. Is that correct?
Did you ever eat a Ben Roethlisberger?
Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, with the bacon is so delicious.
Twice.
got a lot of them. I just listen. The
Boschetti
closer we
loves
get to
that.
this game,
Boschetti's giggling.
the less I feel strongly that Seattle can pull this off.
Well, what
They don't have
about
the weapons. Besides Marshawn Lynch running the ball, I don't see guys.
Well, Percy Harvin, that's the
really,
question.
Pot
mark.
roast.
You know,
But
like
what is he? You know,
return a punt, return a kickoff.
not enough?
Wildcat quarterback, you know, a
when
deep
return
pass.
a punt is your saving grace.
Well, that's the
you're in
thing.
trouble.
Yeah, you can't rely on
Your
that.
running
We
back
know,
wants you to taste the rainbow, Skittles.
know
and
that-
it's nothing.
we know that Peyton will figure things out and put up points.
Taste the rainbow.
We don't know if they can. They could.
So if you're betting the Broncos, you should be nervous early if it's close, right? If it's second quarter and it's 10-7 or if
I just think, yeah, well,
13-10.
I don't
you'd be
think
a little
you
nervous.
should be nervous. I think that Peyton will figure this out at some point. I mean, Adam Gase, his offensive coordinator, is 34 years old. Peyton's teaching him the game at this point.
That's not
He is
good.
the offensive coordinator. He will figure out how to beat that defense.
How do you like
by the fourth quarter?
How do you like my prop bet of will someone from the Red Hot Chili Peppers perform with their shirt off? Because that is a prop bet that I have my eyes on.
Yeah. Is that a prop bet?
That is a prop bet.
It is?
Over under on how many times Omaha is said at the line, 27.5.
Is that
I'm
true
deep
too?
in the I'm
20
deep in the prop bet game.
27 and a half. See, a lot of bookies won't take if one human being or several can control the outcome of a bet, bookies won't take it. Like, obviously, Omaha could be controlled. Shirt off could be controlled.
Renee Fleming, 2 minutes and 31 seconds for the national anthem. Over under.
231?
Yeah, I've been looking on YouTube. She's an opera singer, so I think she'll go a
I
little
was going to say,
longer.
tell me what Renee Fleming looks like. I never even heard of her.
Yeah, so that's how I enjoy Super Bowl Sunday, is getting heavy on the prop bets.
I used to like that, too. I used to like that a lot.
On the rampart red flag. I'm very patriotic.
What is that? Odds Andre the Giant will sing the Star Spangled Banner. It's astronomical, through the roof. All right, you can take a break and just calm down. Calm down.
I'm sorry.
The Artie Lange Show. Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Last couple minutes of the second hour of Ben Lyons. We were talking prop bets before he could get in Vegas, and Ben just was bringing up here to John an interesting bet because I think you could win with this bet and still win with a Broncos bet. I think Marshawn Lynch, 88.5.
I think it's what it was.
rushing
88.5,
yards.
yeah.
I think he could go over 88.5 and the Broncos still easily win.
See, I don't know. I feel like if he runs the ball for 100 yards, that means they've got the ball for.
You mean
know,
it's almost a definite that
Yeah.
see, I think he could rush for 100 and the Broncos still win the game.
He's averaging 5 yards a carry in the playoffs. He's got 249 yards rushing in the playoffs. They give him
So
the ball
what is that
25 times a game.
What does that indicate to you then? That,
They
that
stick
they're
with the run.
dominating and Denver's offense is
They're not dominating.
No, they
enough.
played most of that game against San
they're
Francisco
not
from
dominating.
behind.
These games are close. They keep
But
games
Denver's
close.
so Denver's on the field and Peyton's on the field enough to their offense is on the field enough to win the game still.
Well, I think they will be.
Right.
I think they can stay on the field.
Will he make the Orange Crush
I
taste
don't
the
think.
rainbow?
I think if he goes over,
Yeah.
if he goes over 88.5 yards, I think that they probably have a good shot at winning the game.
Okay.
But I don't think that pot roast is gonna be easy to run the ball on. I don't think that he's gonna be easy to move out of the middle.
Artie, anytime I come on your show, my mother always listens and watches, which is really disturbing. But I remember I came on once and you told your story of where you were for Game 6 of the '86 World Series.
Right. With the hookers, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game this Sunday. Where
I'll be at the game.
you're going to game?
DirecTV.
Oh, yeah.
My bosses are nice enough to get me tickets every year. The last 3 that I've worked here, we go to the game. I'm doing the same thing.
So what?
We
So
have technical problems.
So the last time you watched a big sporting event like that in New Jersey was that '86 game, right? Weren't you in New Jersey and your uncle was there or something ridiculous?
No, my friend's uncle was there at a bachelor party. It was, when the ball went through Buckner's legs, we had 2 hookers who both look like Bill Buckner dancing for us, and no one, they're stark naked, no one looking at them at all huddled around a black and white TV this big in Elizabeth, New Jersey, at like a Knights of Columbus, of all places, watching that Buckner game. Yeah, that was it.
So you've come up in the world.
I've
That's
come up
good.
in the world.
That's great.
I'll be at the 50-yard line.
Look at that.
50-yard line. And I'm a Giant fan. My first year working with DirecTV in Indianapolis, I got to watch the Giants beat the Pats in the Super Bowl with my cousin, who they let me bring from the from like the third row, about 35-yard line. Unbelievable. I was getting the shakes to watch the Giants win a great game, too. Yeah.
Well, the only time in life I'm going to say it's good to be Artie Lange.
Oh,
That's
my
great.
God. Well, there's actually a few other times, but it's both of those were in Mexico. Andre the Giant, what do you think about 88.5 yards, Marshawn Lynch? Give me your thoughts on
I'll take the rainbow. That guy's going to get loose. I like his moves once he gets out of the box. He's got good outside speed.
You never like to let people out of a box, right?
No.
The squared circle.
Yeah, you never like to let people out of a drum where they're decomposing.
No, you put them in there, it's a little muriatic acid, and they just sort of decompose. You're like, goodbye, good night.
On that creepy note, let me just say, Ben Lyons,
Cool.
thanks so much, man. It's
Thanks so much.
always a pleasure.
Tell your chef with the creepy voice tomorrow I say hello. I'm going
I
to miss
will.
out on his cannolis
I will.
or
And
whatever he's
what's
got.
your Twitter and everything? How do we find you?
I am Ben Lyons. It's all mellow talk. It's
I am
really
Ben Lyons.
boring. Yeah.
I'm checking it out.
62.
Ben, thanks. I'll
Thanks
see
so
you-
much,
See
guys.
you again
Enjoy the
soon.
game. Yeah, I hope to see you soon.
Guess who's next? Mark Kriegel. Later.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.